Hi everyone, welcome to Nam's Explore. This is day 2 and 3 of Hormuz. If you haven't watched the first videos, make sure to watch them. So the second day of Hormuz, we tried to take a hike around the southern part of Hormuz Island because I had an application that showed like so many people have hiked through Hormuz and even like the whole island. But actually, you should be a trained hiker to do that because that was a really hard hike, especially in the middle of the day. Like the sun was shining and it was very hot. And, with family, it's harder because my brother is 11 and he couldn't take it. And my mom and dad, they hike often, but it's a hard hike. You have to be trained.
Sup much.
Up you.
That's it?
Pause.
Any comments?
Okay.
Are you tired?
It's a long hike until here. It's a long hike to here. I mean, it's better to get it like what is such a
I don't know.
It's better to get
One of these
tricycle. The tricycle tuk-tuk.
tricycle, tuk-tuk.
They're
Yeah.
called tuk-tuk.
Yeah.
And yeah, people always come with them, but we chose to hike. That was a mistake.
That was not a mistake. That was a
Yeah,
very
it's a
healthy
hard,
thing
yeah.
to do.
We went to the first natural attraction of the southern part, which was the Salt Goddess. It was a natural attraction. It was beautiful. And why did they call it the Salt Goddess?
It's like this huge mountain of salt and salt stones, which is different from the other mountains that surround it, and so it looks like a huge
Goddess,
deity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Quality footage.
So that was the only attraction of the many that we could visit that day, and we just decided to go back and maybe find there were special kind of motorcycles
Yeah.
that were called tuk-tuk, but it wasn't. They weren't.
It's not exactly
yeah.
tuk-tuk, but it's just a mix of a motorbike and a car.
Yeah,
I
because
suppose.
it was Nowruz, everyone was traveling to Hormuz and it was very crowded, so we couldn't catch any of the tuk-tuk. They were all booked. So yeah, we had to go back on feet again, and then we spent that day just relaxing.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
We watched the sunset on the beach, near the beach, and we just stayed there.
Yeah. Until the night.
Yeah. And
we talked to
Yeah.
some locals. There was this little girl that wanted to draw some henna designs on our hands, so we did that. And yeah, it was just a day to get more comfortable and get back to the adventure. And I think having 1 or 2 days to just flexible in your plan to if something like this comes up, it's really useful. That was it for the second day. So the next morning we woke up early so we could catch the tuk-tuks.
بذار سره از اون بر از
But actually we couldn't again. And we waited around and we asked people because it was again Nowruz and it was crowded. They were charging more, so if you wanted to take them for the a standard price, they would say no, my tuk-tuk is broken, I can't take you.
Yeah.
They would make up some kind of excuses like this. And we found a very nice guy with a car, with a, what do we call it?
With a truck.
With a truck.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was really nice, and he said that, what was his price?
Cool.
Yeah, it was the reasonable price. And so we got on and we started the adventure to the natural attractions of the southern Hormuz. first stop was the Salt Goddess that we had already visited the last day. So yeah, we just sat in the truck, I guess. Did we go out?
We
Oh
did.
yeah, we did, and we got some drinks. And next stop was just the Salt Cave, and it was too crowded. Maybe it was beautiful if it wasn't that crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was it was actually a cave, so that many people
Yeah, in a cave,
inside
yeah.
the cave in the middle of the sun, so it was really damp.
Yeah.
Well, it was not a pleasant experience. We just went in and came out.
Yeah, because Hormuz is famous for being untouched, and that moment it wasn't very untouched.
Untouched.
Yeah. So our next destination was the Rainbow Valley, and it's called Rainbow Valley because you can find every color of soil in there. Like it's all natural, and it's just what actually Hormuz is famous for. So the Rainbow Valley, we went there, and there were some river. They called it Saffron River because it was in the color of saffron, and it from up close it looked like candies.
The Saffron River is filled with crystallized salt balls, I suppose, and it is really long. So we didn't actually go until the
All the
end of the
way.
river, yeah, but it was really long, and all the way was covered with these small M&M sized salt candies.
And most of the mountains there, like small mounds there, were covered with red soil, and like there was a thing that people would draw some things on their faces with the red soil. Then we went further, and we went back again, and there was this big rock that everyone were taking pictures with. I don't know
Yeah.
what was special about it.
Like
Yeah.
if you search it on Instagram, search Hormuz
Everyone
on
has,
Instagram,
yeah.
you're gonna see everybody having a picture with this big rock. It looks like a dude.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what. We also stopped next to another one of the most famous attractions of Hormuz, which was the Valley of Statues, as it is called. It's a valley with rocks in any shape that you could possibly imagine. When you just look at the mountains and the rocks in that valley, you just automatically see a face, an animal, different stuff. So that's why they call it the Valley of Statues. And it was actually very crowded again, and we couldn't really go that far, that deep inside the valley.
Yeah, there were lots of people, just travelers that like gather the money for their travels with selling stuff. It's kind of, I think, a new culture where people travel by their bikes, and they just sell some handicrafts on the way, or they play music to make some revenue for their travels, and it was nice to see them like just being a part of the attraction.
For example, there was one guy who played Santur. He had been traveling for 2 years, and so like they stop in each part of Iran, and they again gather some money to continue their journey ahead.
Yeah. Our next destination was the main actually attraction of Hormuz. Like, uh, if you ask anyone, they say that the Red Beach and Silver Beach is the main place to go in Hormuz.
We got off the truck next to the Silver and Red Beach, and the scenery was really amazing. So you see, in the Red Beach, the red soil of Hormuz is mixed into the water, and it gives it the red color right at the edge of the water, and then it just fades into the like natural gray color of the water. So this sort of gradient is really pretty. And also it is completely mixed with the silver soil, the silver sand as well, and it's as if you are walking on a bed of
Glitters.
yeah, glitters.
Yeah. But it's all natural. Everything, like, there are special rocks that, when they are
Corroded.
corroded, yeah, they make this kind of sand. Lots of people were bottling up the soil of the red soil and the silver soil, and it's actually hurting the environment, because if you see further from the beach, they are like just normal soil, because it's obvious that like it can't regenerate like that fast.
Yeah.
High five.
Magic. That was the last day that we stayed in Hormuz. The day after, we wanted to go to Qishm. Interestingly enough, there was a wedding that night there from one of the locals, and our host invited us to the wedding. Well, you see, the weddings in these parts of Iran is not just one day of wedding, one day of partying. No, it is several days, and each day is special for different traditions and customs that have to be carried out. And that day was somehow the pre-wedding, where everyone were gathered in the middle of the street.
There was a band playing music, and
Yeah.
everyone was dancing. Yeah. And there were no signs of the groom or the bride.
Yeah, it seems that it seemed that they were actually like getting ready for the day after, which was the main
Yeah,
wedding.
They weren't there.
And because they were getting ready, people were like having a
Happy
party.
about
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
nice.
in southern part of Iran, in the weddings, I don't think you are allowed to see the bride.
Mhm.
You're not allowed to see the bride. It's just if you are in the women's section, maybe. But like mostly the wedding revolves around the groom. Like everyone that posts pictures, it's only with the groom.
Mhm.
It's really interesting that they hide their women. Yeah. So that was it for our adventure in Hormuz. I definitely recommend that people travel to Hormuz in a less crowded months, maybe like a month before Nowruz or after, like maybe in July. No, July is gonna be too hot.
Of course.
Maybe at the end of March.
April.
Yeah.
Okay. End of March میشه
Okay.
Nowruz.
Maybe at the end of April. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a better time. Or maybe at the beginning of the autumn also it's gonna be like less crowded.
Mm-hmm.
And the weather is not gonna be hot or cold. So our next video is gonna be about our adventure in Qesh and the sites that we visit and everything else. So make sure you tune in for that video. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe. I mean, bye bye.
Bye.